Good morning and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak, sponsored by Renaissance Bank. I'm your host, Chris Kiefer, and we're going to take a look at the top news and sports stories from Northeast Mississippi for today, Tuesday, July 3rd. But first, let's start with your weather forecast. Today, we're looking at partly cloudy skies with a high of 93 and a low of 73. Looking ahead at your three-day outlook, Wednesday's holiday forecast calls for partly cloudy skies with a high of 95 and a low of 73. Thursday, again, partly cloudy, high of 94 and a low of 73. And on Friday, there's a 50% chance of rain. The high is at 92 and the low is at 72. Let's take a look now at today's top headlines. Monday was the first official day on the job for new Tupelo School District Superintendent Rob Picou, but it wasn't his first day in the district. Picou has been in town for the past 3 weeks preparing for the transition. He's met all of Tupelo's principals individually and has already made a new hire. He has more conversations planned with the school board, city council, mayor, police department, state senators. During his first public remarks in April, Picou told a crowded Tupelo High Performing Arts Center that the school district and its community should function as one single heartbeat. He said he is learning his staff and Tupelo's decision makers to help reach that goal. Picou's leadership style is based on inspiring his employees with the moral imperative that their jobs are vitally important to the success of their students and the community. Every month, he plans on meeting with K2, 3, 5, and secondary school principals in small groups to hear about the state of the schools. Picou also said the TPSD curriculum is in good standing and does not need any major changes. He and the district's principals have already agreed to implement a program from Safe and Civil Schools, an organization devoted to improving school climate and culture to solve behavioral problems. After a record number of homicides and violent crime in 2017, officials are pleased that 2018 has started more quietly. In the first 6 months of 2017, there were 7 homicides in Lee County, including 5 inside the city of Tupelo. At the end of June 2018, there have been 3 homicides in Lee County and none in Tupelo. At the same time, Tupelo has seen the number of violent crimes, like aggravated assault and robbery, slashed in half. Tupelo Police Chief Bart Aguirre cited increased patrols and the use of more safety checkpoints this year. Also, the Tupelo City Council has approved more overtime, allowing the department to put more officers on the street. Lee County's tax rolls grew by $12 million in the past year, according to a preliminary annual report from the tax assessor's office. Lee County Tax Assessor Mark Weathers presented the report Monday morning to the Lee County Board of Supervisors. He said the increase is due to new construction and that existing homeowners and businesses only saw increased assessments if they renovated or expanded. Weathers said the increase in assessed values means the same tax rates will generate more money for public services. In the coming weeks, county boards, city councils, and school boards will make the final decisions on how many mills to levy to raise enough money to cover their annual budgets. A mill is $1 in taxes for every $1,000 of assessed value. Both homes and businesses can be covered by exemptions that limit how much of the value is taxed. Tupelo, Saltillo, Guntown, Verona, Nettleton, and Shannon all saw increases in assessed values within their boundaries. Baldwin, Plantersville, and Sherman saw overall decreases. And in sports, the Ingomar High School basketball team will take a markedly different approach on the basketball court next season. The Falcons have lost their top 2 scorers, Kelton Hall and Jay Pickens, to graduation. Those two averaged a combined 36.2 points per game, and Hall left as the all-time leading scorer in program history. Coach Jonathan Ashley doesn't expect to replace that sort of production, but he believes Ingomar can make up for it on the other end. Instead of raining 3-pointers, the Falcons will look more to the post for scoring. That's where Zach Sugars and Clayton Stanford come in. Sugars is a 6'2" sophomore who averaged 8.5 points and 8.0 rebounds per game last season. Stanford is a 6'3" junior who averaged 5.7 points and 3.9 rebounds. And that does it for Newsbreak on this Tuesday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. Each story discussed today on Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at thejournal.com, where you can also find a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday. We will not have an episode on Wednesday due to the July 4th holiday. Special thanks to Renaissance Bank for sponsoring Newsbreak each day. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Kiefer. Have a great Independence Day.